I have found little that is good about human beings on the whole. Friendship is an art of keeping distance, while love is an art of intimacy. We choose not randomly each other. We meet only those who already exists in our subconscious. The interpretation of dreams is the royal road to a knowledge of the unconscious activities of the mind. The goal of all life is death. What a distressing contrast there is between the radiant intelligence of the child and the feeble mentality of the average adult. Neurosis is the inability to tolerate ambiguity. Dreams are often most profound when they seem the most crazy. The first human who hurled an insult instead of a stone was the founder of civilization. Flowers are restful to look at. They have neither emotions nor conflicts. America is the most grandiose experiment the world has seen, but, I am afraid, it is not going to be a success. The mind is like an iceberg, it floats with 1/7 of its bulk above water. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. If youth knew, if age could. Love and work are the cornerstones of our humanness. The scope of one's personality is defined by the magnitude of that problem, which is capable of driving a person out of his wits. When inspiration does not come to me, I go halfway to meet it. Love and work. Work and love, that's all there is. Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive, and will come forth later in uglier ways. Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. Immorality, no less than morality, has at all times found support in religion. Whoever loves becomes humble. Those who love have, so to speak, pawned a part of their narcissism. In the small matters trust the mind, in the large ones, the heart. A certain degree of neurosis is of inestimable value as a drive, especially to a psychologist. Religion is an illusion, and it derives its strength from the fact that it falls in with our instinctual desires. Men are more moral than they think, and far more immoral than they can imagine. The madman is a dreamer awake. Beauty has no obvious use, nor is there any clear cultural necessity for it. Yet civilization could not do without it. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. The great question that has never been answered, and which I have not yet been able to answer, despite my 30 years of research into the feminine soul, is, what does a woman want? We are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love. I cannot think of any need in childhood as strong as the need for a father's protection. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. Where does a thought go when it's forgotten? A woman should soften, but not weaken a man. Experience teaches us that the world is not a nursery. Future ages will produce further great advances in this realm of culture, probably inconceivable now, and will increase man's likeness to a god, still more. It is impossible to escape the impression that people commonly use false standards of measurement. Words have a magical power. They can bring either the greatest happiness or deepest despair. He does not believe, that does not live, according to his belief. When making a decision of minor importance, I have always found it advantageous to consider all the pros and cons. Everywhere I go, I find a poet has been there before me. Religion is a system of wishful illusions, together with a disavowal of reality. Life, as we find it, is too hard for us, it brings us too many pains, disappointments and impossible tasks. In the depths of my heart, I can't help being convinced that, my dear fellow men, with a few exceptions, are worthless. The ego is not master in its own house.